A warm greetings to one and all. I'm Sai Parmeshwari from CSCAML B section. Today we are going to discuss about a new phase in non-volatile memory. The first successful rewritable non-volatile memory flash is a maintenance flash is a mainstay in numerous devices that require data to be retained when the equipment is switched off. Cell phones, digital cameras, and PDAs. Flash uh, chips represent a big market, 15 billion to 17 billion. Flash does not do well. However, it writes very large quantities of data quickly. It is also begun to leak charge after several hundred thousand cycles, making it unstable for devices like a computer's main memory in which data are constantly retained. So it's not surprising that a lot of technologies are varying to be a premier next generation non-volatile memory, including polymer ferroelectric memories, magnetic RAM, and non-wires, but a growing expect consequences. The most likely candidate to succeed flash memories is a technology based on phase charge materials. In these materials, the permanent storage of information depends on phase charges included by heat. Normally, in an amorphous state, such materials become crystalline, but when heated, after being heated, still more they melt, and when rapidly cooled, remain to the amorphous state. In this crystal state, these materials conduct electricity, but because extraneously the regular crystal structure offers less opportunity for electrons to scatter. Such materials were first intensively studied by the introvert Stanford was in during 1950s, and they are now widely used in rewritable CDs in which the phase changes are promoted by a larger beam. Information is read from the optical variations that accompany these phase changes, but such materials were not developed to the point of being commercially usable in semiconductors, at least partially because of the high currents required to effect the phases changes and rewanted interactions between circuit elements and contacts. Still, many leading electronics and semiconductors companies, among them AMD Energy Conversion Devices, Internal, Panasonic, Philips, Sony, and ST Electronics have maintained R&D programs to develop phase changes memories. Some of these companies have purchased a memory design descended from Ovis work that is called Ovic Unfined Memory or OUM. It consists of an amorphous semiconductor film deposited on a large electrode currents passing through point electrodes on the opposite side of the film from the big electrode. Heat the film locally, changing it from amorphous to crystalline or resetting it of amorphous. Alternative designs contain separate receives heaters to make that local phase change. Because the phase changes occur in areas of the film not thermally insulated from their surroundings, the voltages required for performing the chips has profited to be too high of new generations of circuitry which typically obtain at only about 1 volt. Phase changes must occur at very low voltages. Recently, finding a way to these low voltages phases changes eluded researchers. Now, however, two terms are reporting greater success with OUM devices. Florian Mergent of the Institute of Semiconductor Electronics at RWTH, Erten University in Germany, has come up with a different approach. Instead of using a film, he deposits a tiny strip of an amorphous semiconductor compound of germanium, antimony, and tellurium of a layer of silicon diode. He then connected the strip of lateral contents connected to current sources. With this configuration, heat dissipation can be better controlled and smaller voltages can be used to change phases. Mergent and these colleges demanded that it was possible to stimulate phase changes with very low current and voltage of about 1 volt. Meanwhile, a team of Royal Philips Electronics NV in Amsterdam reported success in this April's issues of Natural Materials with a similar device made with a phase change material recently developed at Philips. It is based on an antimony tellurium material already used in DVDs that has been developed with one or more of the elements germanium, indium, silver, or gallium. This doped materials changes phases significantly faster than the germanium, antimony, tellurium compounds in other experimental OUMs. In the earlier materials, the phase change occurred through nucleation. The crystalline structure, when heated, started growing. In many sports, in the amorphous material stimulously. In the Phillips amorphous material, a crystalline structure emerges in just one area first and then grows quickly and expands over the expands whole heated region of the memory cell, explains Karen Alton Brown, a senior scientist at Philips who led the research. This is the first time that someone has looked at these fast growth materials and seen the potential these materials have for memories. She says the the programming speed in these Philippines materials is far better than the 10 micron programming speed of flash memories. The Philippines teams reports that it has obtained a programming speed of 30 nanoseconds and it expects to research a switch time of 5 ns. See micrograph fast. Now both the Asian and Philips teams are studying ways to create arrays containing memory cells. All through the ships, it too contains limit the packing associated terminals, transistors used for reading out the individual memory cells, says Altenbrot. Of course, integrating these anti-money tellurium materials in real circuits will be the true test, says electronic engineers on Andrea Lacti of the University of Milan. To say that there is real advantage in using these materials, we should have a least results on microarrays. It is not always true that the active materials that you get on the top of the memory array has the same electrical properties as measured in a single sample, he says. Moreover, Lacteria points out that containing to earlier expectations, it probably will be possible within a few years to make flash memories with features as small as 45 nanometers. This development may give flash added life. In the next decade, there is no way that they will be replaced by other memories, Lacteria believes. Thank you for watching.